Yo, welcome. Welcome to the Free Game Friday episode of Coffee and Bonghits. Forgive my blurry face. I had to borrow a laptop this morning. To do the show. Please forgive my blurry face. I am not at Flight Lounge today, but we will be starting the show. We will have some special guests. We will recap what's going on in the city. Like I said, my name is Jessie, and go ahead and share this one time. Go. A charmer. That's the part that I always. Okay, look, check this out. I'm just gonna tell you right away that I'm using a low resolution desktop cam. So let me see what I can do to fix that real quick. I might have some tricks. I think I can just pop in with my I think I can pop in on my phone and we can switch it up. Yo, so this is Coffee and Bonghits with Jessie. I'm your host, Jessie Sponberg, as usual. Let me just change this. For those who never watched this show, my name is Jessie Sponberg. I do a lot of shit. None of it real well, but I do a lot of it. And last night I was super active in the streets. And now this morning I am trying to be a producer. Let me see what I can do to fix that. But I bet this camera's gonna work a lot better. Let me see. Look at that. Well, this one on the left makes it look like I'm at like JC Penney when I was a kid. My mom used to take me like, let's do this. Okay, because sorry you guys, I hate to do that. This isn't even much. This isn't gonna be much better, but at least it won't totally freeze out every time I try to do that. Hey, look, check this out. We're just gonna bring my dude in right now.
Oh shit! Getting my hair there. What's going on, man?
Man, are you more handsome than you were last time I saw you?
Oh, I get handsome by the day, bro. I get handsome by the day. Going on with you, man?
I can see. Man, I see you picked out a nice sleeveless shirt to wear when you came on the show.
Honestly, I'm just over here in the house chilling.
Guns out.
I was over here chilling, and I got a message like, "Yo, you should log in at like after 10." So it was 10 o'clock when I got it, so I just logged in.
Yeah, right. I know better than that. When I see that, the first thing I do is go run. I turn on the water and I wait, and I get two splashes, and I just go boom, as much water as I can get,
I
and then I
mean,
look in the mirror and I just go. I say the same thing every time. I say, you know what? This is the only face you got. You're just gonna have to. This is the team you're gonna have to play with. Your
I
best
got
two
cooked
players
with
on
this
the
one, so it's
bench.
all I got, bro. It's all I got.
My center's fouled out. I'm running four guards.
You the
Shit,
Rocket.
what's up, man? Thanks for
Shit,
coming on
man.
the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for being out there last night. I seen your shit. I was watching you guys feed, you and Nick and Ange and all that. It was good shit.
Yeah, that's
Good
the
shit.
Fuck 12 News team. All right,
I
we
seen
taking
that.
over.
I was
I
actually
was
low
gonna
key
reach out
jealous.
to you.
I was low key jealous. I was like, first of all, this could have like premiered on Rome for sure. Like, I'm not doing shit else over there. I could have just used the platform.
Hey man, let's talk. Let's talk because
Yeah,
you know I have a lot of love for We Out Here magazine.
bet, bet.
And they always kind of set the trend. Yo, let me just preface this. I just want to bring you on so that you didn't wait in the green room too long. Um, so let me make sure that everybody in Portland understands this one very important fact. Nothing for the average person has changed because there's federal agents here, right? That's on a level that most people can't even understand. The feds are here. There's jurisdictional levels. There's Judge Simon. There's oversight committees, whatever you want to call them. This week, there's a lot of different agencies that have interest in it, but for Ted Wheeler to act right now like he's surprised by this or that he didn't know or he just found out, that's so insincere to me because Ted knew. Ted knew from what July 2nd to whenever the media finally outed him. He knew. He knew there was troops here. He let people get hurt when he said, "We promise not to use tear gas." He doesn't even have that authority. His police don't even have that authority. If one of those commanding officers acting under the authority of the president or Homeland Security tells one of those pissant Portland cops what to do, they're gonna do it. That's what they gotta do.
I mean, even before the feds got here, they were already doing that.
Right, that's the point
So,
I tried to make. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So, man, they
I just
smashed
feel like
that
it's
old lady's
nonsense.
nose.
Yeah, it's
All right,
nonsense. I mean,
talk,
I, I
talk.
just
Go.
I
I'm gonna
just feel
drink
like
water.
drink some water. I got some too. I feel like the idea that at
Can you
Wheeler in the
tell I
city,
spent that at some white people's house?
hell, actually I have a bunch of those, but I'm not white, but I got a bunch of those. But it's like the
Really?
idea that Ted Wheeler and the city didn't know that Trump was behind this shit. First of all, it's been in the news for several days. It's not like it just happened last night. They didn't just get here. They've been here. You know what I mean? Second of all, obviously the city has been struggling to handle any of this. They're not trying to get rid of the cops, and they're running out of money in the form of a cop OT. So really, the feds coming in, they bailed the cops out because now the pressure's not on Ted Wheeler, beating us up. It's now the feds beating us up, and he can act like he's somewhere in the middle when in reality he's the same one that's beating us up. So really,
He's the same one.
it's the same thing they always do. They try and give you a false middle. Ted Wheeler is now all of a sudden the moderate. No, he's not. Ted Wheeler was just beating us up yesterday. And then the cops came and beat us up for him, free of charge. And Trump's using it as a campaign rally. And Ted's like, the feds got to go. But doesn't actually sound like, like he's not like doing anything illegal to get them out.
It took him almost 2 full days to put out a press release after that man was shot. He didn't put out that statement until Sunday evening. I went to bed thinking he didn't put out anything, and then they're like, "No, actually, at like 8 o'clock at night, he put something
Listen,
out."
dude got shot in the fucking face with a rubber bullet from not very far away and damn near died. And the mayor can't just be like, you know what, like off top, this ain't gonna work. It's not that complicated. You don't have to have the answer to just be like, yo, this ain't gonna work. We'll handle it ourselves. He's not doing that. Because he's not doing that, he's complicit. It's not even complicated. Like it's to his benefit that the feds are here. It gives him a scapegoat, It saves him money. Why
It's
would you want to
crazy
believe
that money is a part of this conversation at all.
it
You
is part of the
know,
conversation because we're trying to defund the police. Our request is actually a financial request. It's give us the money that you're giving to the cops. And they are violently telling us, no, we're not going to stop using this money.
so violent,
It's a
so violent.
But why is it so violent? Listen, it's just picketing. All we're doing is picketing the cops. And they're beating us up. They don't go to Burgerville and beat up the picketers. It's because it's their money. What do capitalists love? Money. What will they kill you over? The pursuit of money. They feel it's their American right to do so. That's
Man,
what this is about.
I see you might be out there sometimes. It's scary as shit, man. You know, what's weird is that in America we're getting the tiniest taste of what somebody in Bolivia or Brazil or China or Russia or anywhere else in the world, pretty much. They have a much more severe case of totalitarianism
Mhm.
and police reaching into their lives as far as tracking, as far as families. But I guarantee when we
But
drove
that's
home
what we
last night,
hear. But that's what they tell us. Is it really worse? Our news tells us it's worse, but their news tells them that ours is worse because they're tracking us. They've got license plates on us. They track us. They follow us with drones. They've been pulling up at people's houses and saying, "I saw your plates in a protest, blocking traffic. Who do you know?" They're doing the same shit here.
yeah, I guarantee they know
Just
where we were
because
last night.
it's on
You
it's
know,
on Facebook.
these arrests. No, I mean, like as we drove home, it's like I got my phone in my pocket. There's no escaping it. We knew it was coming. We've been predicting this stuff since way before even this millennium. Like those of us with any foresight have built themselves to be this kind of person, right? Like who are you going to be in 2020? Because you're going to be fighting a government that's going to be snatching and grabbing people in the middle of a mysterious pandemic when they're going to start making your children go to schools and they're going to try to force the vaccine on people. Yeah, what kind of person are you going to be? I'm this kind of person specifically for that. I mean, I see you don't have any sleeves on, so you wake up ready. Um,
No, I mean, but seriously though, it's like, I feel bad for the people who are trying to be, like a revolutionary leaders and just realized it yesterday. That just got to be hard. Like a lot of us are like, revolutionary in ourselves, and that makes us revolutionary in these situations. This is occurring because this is who we are, and the world is change. It's just trying to move away from us into a strange place. So we are saying no. Really, we're not even radical. We're just saying be fucking normal. Really, we're saying the cops keep on killing people, so we should hold them accountable. And then they say you can't hold us accountable, and so we say, okay, you're fired. That's not a radical response. That's a normal fucking response. A radical response is shooting someone in the face with a fucking bullet. A radical response is tear gassing a whole town. I drove off the freeway on Lombard and there was a tear gas in the air. I could smell it in my car. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not
you
a
know,
rational response.
I tell you
We'll
this
call it
though.
radical.
As terrifying as it is out there, and it truly is terrifying, man. Like especially if you like get caught behind police lines, or you're put in a situation where somebody's getting their ass whooped right in front of you, and there are really too many cops to do much about it. Um, it's terrifying, but it's not even like in my top 10 most terrifying moments I've seen in Portland, man. Like,
Though, that's the thing, though, too, is that it's like I said before, a lot of the people that are out here are new to this. They haven't done this before. I mean, I was out at one of these things. They took a freeway, and they're looking at me like, "This is the most amazing thing ever." I'm like, "We've been taking freeways for a decade, bro. Like, this is not anything new. We've taken 405. We've taken I-5. This is not a new thing. This is just the protesters learning how to protest. A lot of this is new, younger, a lot of energy, and people learning how to protest. And that's why I tell a lot of people who say, I'm staying out of this isn't our thing, or this isn't. They have to learn And the only way that you learn how to protest is to go out and protest. The only way that you actually even see what the system is doing is when you go out and confront it. People have to take that step to go out and confront the system. Half the people online that criticize and, oh, well, if you guys would obey the law, go out. Go out one night for any reason. Just go out there. You will, and they will treat you like shit. And you will see things that will change your mind. There's no way around it. You cannot go out there and be like, even if you're like, I'm just gonna go out there and just watch. You're gonna go out there and be like, oh shoot, someone threw a water bottle. Oh wow, someone threw an apple or an egg. And then you're gonna see them throw a bomb. And you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Why did they do that? What? That makes no sense.
And then they spend the next 2 days just going, I can't believe they did that over just a bottle. And then we're like, what the hell do you think? I've been screaming. You know,
but people online don't get it because they don't go down there. I had a guy earlier, cracking up. I had a guy earlier, he told me, that from a distance it looks like this. So I trolled him and I sent him a video of a Bette Midler song, From a Distance, because from a distance you can't see shit. From a distance, all you see is what you see on the news. All you see is the cops saying one side, potentially saying a different side, mainstream news saying one thing, indie news saying a different thing. But in reality, there's not two sides at all. You just go down there and you see that the cops are beating our ass, and we're just like, fuck it, do it again. Like, prove my point some more, and they keep on proving their point. And then they go, why are you still there? Because
what bothers me is people from a distance have the false equivalence that the water bottles or the dildos or the half cans of sodas are some way comparable to the most modern technology that these dudes have.
Bro, they shot the homie in the balls with a fucking assault rock.
Dude, there was a guy on the roof
that shoot salt rocks.
There was a guy on the roof with a sniper.
Why?
And what do we got? We got homemade Dungeons and Dragons shields and a bunch of freaking teenage girls and hippies and
there's like
people.
98-pound computer analysts and dentists and school teachers out there, and they're sending in the team that goes to other countries to quell insurrections. Like, this is absolutely ridiculous. This is so crazy. This is like, what are we doing here? It's all just like political theater, and they're really just taking this what's really an important opportunity for us and trying to transform this into a political theater. And I really hope that the national news can catch on to that. Like, this isn't the same thing. The thing that the national news is coming in to cover is the state versus the feds. And in the reality, the battle is between the people and the city. It's not, this whole shit is not about who the fuck ever, Kate Brown telling Trump to go and saying no. That's not the fight. The fight is that we're trying to get rid of these cops, and the cops are saying no. But they're going to try and twist this whole shit into being about gangs and Antifas and this, that. It's not about any of that shit. We just want the cops gone because they keep on hurting people. So we have to keep on making sure that in talking about these things, that we always recenter the conversation back to what's actually important. What's actually important is that the cops are hurting people. We need them gone. They're showing it day and day and day, but in showing it, they're trying to distract us by bringing in all these political theatrics, and the shit doesn't even fucking matter. Just get rid of the cops.
Hey, I just want to hear from you. What do we do if we get rid of the cops?
We invest in our communities, bro. That's really the biggest thing. It's not even a question. Like, we're not saying let's get rid of the cops and give all this money to like random people. The idea is like, let's get rid of the cops and build a real safety net for society so that people don't live in poverty and squalor.
That's not going to stop a bank robber.
Cops don't stop bank robbers. I was at the bank when it got robbed at Wells Fargo. Fuck out of here.
That's exactly my answer, including the fuck out of here part. I'm just playing devil's advocate, man. I'm just trying to extract.
You know what it is, bro. You know, cops don't stop crime. Cops don't stop rapes. Cops don't stop bank robberies. I actually asked on Facebook and had hundreds and hundreds of responses, and no one had one. I asked the question. I said, listen, when have you ever had a situation in which you called the cops. The cops came. They stopped the problem, and they were the only person that could have done it. The only example I got was from a lady who said that she was at a courthouse that was massacred, in which there was a massacre. So I looked it up, and the cops arrived after the massacre. 7 people died. Then the cops came and shot the shooter. So what did the cops do? And that's my
Process
point.
paperwork.
Even in the worst situations where you need someone that's armed, the cops don't do a good job, because you can't really do a good job in that situation. The fact of the matter is, if you have a cop out there, and it's like you could ask anyone that's an EMT or a medic or an army medic or any of those people, if you send a shooter out there to deal with a problem, someone's going to get shot. Period. If you send out
Every
someone to help,
problem,
and
every
the
problem
shooter
looks like a nail if
the
you're a
shooter could
hammer.
still get shot. The shooter can still get shot. Your cop can get shot, and the person can get shot. Everybody could die. But if you
And
send
your
out a
dog.
helper, right? You send out a helper. Sure, that the helper could also get hurt, just like the cop could get hurt. But the helper's not going to hurt anybody else in the process, and that's the whole thing. Yes, society has problems. Yes, there's issues, but people are going to get hurt because we're people. But adding armed people to respond to people getting hurt, this gets more people hurt. You have to change the way that you look at things. If someone gets raped, you don't need a cop to go out there and talk to them. You need a rape kit. You need it worked. You need a nurse. Why are we talking about me?
Especially when you look at the numbers here in Portland, Oregon, and you see that more than 50%, just barely more, but more than 50% of the arrests are the low-hanging fruit of just going up into a homeless camp and running warrants.
They spend half of their time just pulling over black people on the streets. That's really what this is about. The policing isn't even effective. It's not really useful. If you look over the course of history anywhere on earth, policing does not really help with crime like that. It really just causes extra repercussions and enforces a society that is split by a socioeconomic means. That's really all it comes down to. There's slaves and there's not slaves. And there's slave masters, right? That's it. That's it. There's slaves, there's not slaves, there's slave masters. That's it. So, I mean, jail just enforces the slaves so that the slave masters can have extra money. That's all it's doing. So we have to really change the way that we're doing shit. We have to change the way that we think about prison, change the way that we think about incarceration. We have to eliminate ICE. We have to change this is all just a part of the same thing. It's all really just a battle to really address racism and bigotry and misogyny in all their forms. And these are the violent forms that really hold it in place. So you have to attack those systems first.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna I mean, I know you're a busy guy. At the bottom of the hour, we got to start going through the news roundup, brought to you by Fuck 12 News, and our wonderful street team full of vetted journalists that you're not all of a sudden going to find out one of us is a cop. Hey, speaking of which, I know a lot of you are new to activism, but it's just like a video game. If you walk down a tunnel and there's no bad guys there, that's not the right tunnel. So if you're walking down something, you think you're still in a bridge, or you think you're still in a freeway, or you think you're still in the mall, if there's no cops there, they want you to be there. Never forget that. Always look for the trap. Always look for the setup, because most people are dumb. So by participating with a tiny modicum of intelligence, you can keep yourself decently safe. So I got 2 questions for you. Is milk white supremacist?
Who?
Milk. Drinking milk.
I thought you meant the rapper. I was like, no, milk's not a white supremacist. Is milk white supremacist? No, milk's not white supremacist, but it definitely is strange, because who wants to drink the cream of another animal?
Yeah, but I'm talking about the institution of factory farming and dairy, right?
Is it racist?
Is it white supremacy? Because it's an industrial complex, right?
I think that the idea of commodifying everything is a white supremacist concept. But I wouldn't say that it's the thing that I'm battling. if that makes sense. I do think
A lot
that
of people are, though. It's super intersectional.
I, you know, I get it. I get it. I don't have the same concern, and I think this is an important thing for people to understand. It's weird, but as a black man, I don't really feel like I have to pay attention to other species. Like that, those are animals, bro. Like I don't think people should abuse animals, be mean to animals. I'm not really going to spend my time fighting the animal fight, though. You know what I mean? Like I like to fight
But
fights where I have allies that can speak back. It's
but the
strange to me, but
what?
I agree with it. You know what I mean? Like I agree with like not having factory farms and stuff like that. It's just not my fight. It's just not my fight. I eat halal. I don't even eat like meat like that. You know, I farm in my yard. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. Like I grow my own food as a response to that. I don't really go out and protest what other people eat. That's just to me that's just a waste of time. They're gonna eat what they're gonna eat, and I really can't change that. I can fight the system about that, but to me it's like if I'm gonna die over something, it's not gonna be that. And that's how I fight for shit. I fight for shit where it's like, oh, I'm gonna talk about it all day. Like I'm gonna fight about some shit. Like I could die for this shit. So that's not
Okay,
my battle.
so I wanted to ask that one so that we didn't end with that one and we can end with this one. Do you think that incremental um, change has any longevity, or for us to implement this utopian world where only social workers show up for crimes, and mental health professionals show up for crimes, for this perfect world, which I want to. I wouldn't be out there, trying to
Mm-hmm. Right.
create the world that I want to see. But do you think that that's possible through elections, through petitions, through reforms, through actions, or do we need a comet? Do we need a tsunami? Does this need to be the model with which we build? Like, is this savable? The model that we have right now, is it savable at all, or do we need to just throw the whole cow out?
I don't think that I think there's two questions in there. I think that one is the current model salvageable, and the second question, actually, the first question is where'd you go back to the first part? You said
Is it salvageable, or do we need a tsunami?
do we need tsunami? Do we need tsunami? But there was another thing that you touched on that I thought was really really important, and I lost it as I got into the tsunami thing. I'll come back to it, but I don't think the system as constructed is salvageable. Your other point was about incremental improvements. I don't think that the two things are the same. I think that you do have to make incremental change to have change, but I don't think that the comet or a tsunami is going to be a good plan for people. The reason I say that is because in chaos you can only hope that good prevails, right? When you destroy everything, you are then at the will of the strongest, which is not always what you want, right? It may be a different leader. It may not. It may be a less destructive leader, but it's still going to be someone that could still be extremely destructive and harmful. We talk about ignorance playing like I see it, at like a national scale now. Someone that thinks that they have the answers but has no answers can be just as dangerous as someone that had all the wrong answers, like Obama did, right? So,
If you want a world that looks like downtown Portland at 3 a.m., I don't want that world.
I don't want that world at all. And that's my point, is that in these revolutions, oftentimes you have these cows. I'm a big a fan of the Three Kingdoms saga. Cao was the agent of chaos. He ruled ancient China because of chaos. Chaos ensued, and he was the god of war, essentially. He won. He ruled because there was confusion. There was a constant bickering. The leaders couldn't agree, so therefore he ruled by might. Um, it's very important if you want peace that you have to bring the factions together. You have to bring the kingdom together. You can't do that by just dropping a bomb on it and seeing who runs fastest. Because it might still be the same people that were running it before. You know what I mean? You really have to take it down intentionally and build it back intentionally. And I think that you have to take down systems inside of the system to eventually take down the next system inside the system until you have a whole new system. You can't just overhaul the whole shit, or you have to have a whole a fucking plan and get everyone to just change over. But as someone that works with people on a daily basis and who works on change management, people just don't work like that. You can't just say, "Hey guys, look, we're a capitalist today. We're going to be socialist tomorrow." Like, you can't just do it like that. You have to take down things that destroy the system of capitalism and bigotry first, because those are always going to be things that protect the other systems that are less toxic appearing. So you talk about like capitalism and trade and like, things like our trade agreements. These are all dangerous, right? These are all dangerous things, but they're not as dangerous as cops shooting people who dissent. So yes, factory farming is bad. We have to deal with that, but it's not as dangerous to humanity, to us, to our existence as human beings, to our ability to take care of this earth, as people using viruses for their political purposes on both sides and letting people die. These things are, there's things that we have to attack immediately. The power structure is really the key, and I think attacking it in ways that change the legality of what the people can do versus because at this point that's way out of whack, right? The cops have way too much power. The feds have way too much power. They can spy on us, assassinate us. I mean, they pretty much can harbor. I mean, there's feds here. Where are they staying?
Man,
where's this army staying? Third Amendment. Where are they staying? Are they staying in a hotel? There's no Trump hotel here. Where are they staying? Are they staying in a silent hotel? Are they being put up? Is that tax money? Is that even legal? To occupy
people have been working on it.
Our tax money, right? So we have to have these battles in all places, because otherwise everyone's just making their own rules. A society is only as good as a collective that agrees on a set of rules, right? We have to have that at a minimum. If no one agrees, then what the fuck are we doing, right? Why are we going to fight?
Says it's at the Marriott.
We should be protesting the Marriott. We should be protesting the Marriott. We should be focusing on the systems that enable this shit. The Marriott
how come people don't march anymore, man?
People don't march anymore because of the dynamic. Do you want the truth?
Mm-hmm. I've been in Hawaii. I don't know nothing. I just came back.
Exclusive motherfuckers. So how come they don't march like in general or here in Portland during this shit?
Here in Portland.
Okay. So basically,
in general.
So people don't march. So people do march in general, but marching, I think, with the younger people often is associated with peaceful protest, which is not attractive anymore. People want we have been yelling for decades, no justice, no peace, and then saying that we have to have a peaceful protest. And that confuses the fuck out of people. I think in the time that we're at now, there's a lot of white allies. And as we know, white allies are much more like, let's get this shit popping, because why are we playing games with it? Stop pussyfooting, let's go. So when you hear no justice, no peace, and then you say this is a peaceful protest, it doesn't resonate. So people are starting to say, these protests are nonviolent, and they are also starting to redefine what violence is. Is violence against property a violence, or is violence against, people violence? So you just get these people are not really interested in marching and walking around and being performative. They want to enact a change. They want to see reaction to what it is that they're doing. And I think that's a big difference.
That's good for me because I'm lazy as shit, man. So if I can do all my stuff. So here's the second question.
But in Portland, though, the protest stopped because the protesters started beefing. And that's the issue. The protesters.
That's where I was going.
Started beefing because people started spreading rumors about people calling each other cops, digging stuff up on the internet to try and shame one another, using the "I'm a black woman who's been silenced" thing to try and overtalk people that have more information and experience. A lot of internal fumbles, to be honest with you, have turned, and then a lot of people who, a small number of people who were in this for the wrong reasons, complained about, people get into things for sex, people get into things for money, people get into things for attention, and then when those things don't work out for you or something goes bad, then instead of you saying fuck as an L for the movement, you say fuck, this person owes me and I'm going to go and fight them instead. So the cops are right there and you're fighting this guy over here who's on the same side as you. And that's why the big protests stop, because when you start to, because you have to have a safe, in the world of protesting, you have to have your protests, you have to have your rallies, and you have to have your learning opportunities. And the big protests and the big marches in Portland are really learning opportunities for folks that just want to protest and say they did something, and protest and bring their kids out, and protest and feel safe, or at least protected in that sense, because you're protesting against the cops, and people's main idea is the cops are who keep them safe. So if they're willing to protest against the cops, you have to them show them that it's safe and you don't actually need the cops, and then you can show them, look, we can actually confront the cops, and then you get to the next level. But you have to have a breeding ground, just like you. Oh, shit.
Everybody's gonna think we glitched. Maybe he did glitch. I thought he was just being very still. Look, I'm gonna take this time while he's glitched out. I'm gonna take this time to tell you guys that I can't believe that he undervalues having a animal army. He's like, I don't need allies and accomplices that I can't talk to. Like, what? What? Oh man, like, dude, you could have some ducks and like a bull and some crows and a wolverine, and that's all right. We'll pick Mac back up either later tomorrow, or we'll make him sit in with us on the news, because he's a great guest. He's always good for an interview. So, look, I forgot to tell you guys that we usually broadcast at Flight Lounge Cafe, and we're not doing that today because we drug in super in the middle of the night, middle of the morning, whatever. I'm in somebody else's house. Hopefully you guys don't recognize it. But yeah, so the bottom of the hour is some new stuff we're trying that I really wanted to surprise everybody with, but I got sick of waiting for it to be perfect because it needs to be functional now, which is Fox 12 News, right? So we switch it up like this, and then we're on Fox 12 News, and then we do it like this. That's about to be the hardest shit. That's about to be the hardest shit since MC Ran. Okay, so check this out. We're going to not not reinvent news, right? Because that's stupid. Um, uh, I don't want to reinvent something somebody else has done because they're probably already doing it, right? That's like a big thing. That's a big thing in my life, right? I don't just copy what other people do for the sake of just copying what other people do so I can do it. Does that make sense? Like I don't here, sorry, I'm working with like I said, I'm working out of a home studio dining room setup today, but let's go into my tweets and figure out what the heck is going on in this world. Because it is the bottom of the hour brought to you by Fuck 12 News. Fuck 12 News, bringing you that real shit from the front lines. And you will never find out one day that our reporters are cops. I'm not saying you find out that other people's reporters are cops. I'm just saying you won't for us. Whoops. All right. Oh, this is what we're trying to do. No, we're trying to go over here. Sorry, guys. Doing the show the best I can. Don't make me put up that little thing that says how hard it is to do the show because I can do that. Watch. I got this shit. Sorry for the button click too. I know that's loud. I know that's loud. Okay. So what I need to do is go into here. Hey, once again, man, that was cool. The Fahim. What? You guys want more Fahim? What? Do you really? Okay, let's do it. We can get Fahim back in here. Okay, yo, G.
Yo,
Perfect time for you to come back because I'm just about to scroll through my Twitter and see what's going on. I made a special coffee and bong hits list the other day that is just a little bit more Portland centric, and so I got you up on the little side screen. Oh, look, bro, you're at the very top. Hold on, let me use the voice, the proper voice to read your thing. As all eyes turn to Portland, I hope national journalists understand and respect that the battle between the city and the feds is a distraction from the battle between the city and its people. We're trying to defund the police. For real.
I like your Mac voice. That's pretty impressive.
Hey, man. Hey, why'd you have to add the for real at the end? Did you think we didn't believe you?
I gotta let them know it's for real, bro. We're serious. Like, this ain't no bullshit, bro. We're not out here trying to like play games. We're really trying to get rid of the cops, bro.
Okay, hold on. Hey, that's pretty good timing though. You show up and you are the guy.
But,
The
I
first
be on
tweet I
Twitter,
read.
bro.
Let me see. All right, hold on. Let me do this correctly. Okay, next up, Senator Merkley tells Donald Trump, "Look, this is so crazy, man. This is a senator. This is an elected person of the highest office in this country. He says to the president, get your DHS lackey and uninvited paramilitary actions out of my state. Our communities are not a stage for your reelection campaign. Not just your reelection campaign, your twisted one. What the heck, dude?
Is he gonna write a bill though? Is he gonna write a bill? Or is he just gonna tweet about
Don't we have people that can fight? Don't we have National Guard? Can't we line our National Guard up and fight the bad guys?
Apparently we can't. We can't be like, hey, Oregon State Police, because they're all the same people.
Man.
They're all the same people.
Let me see if I do that. Let me take off this overlay that says this shit is hard. That's not positive thinking. Oh, you know what? Hey, you got to sit for 1 second. There's something we do every episode, and I forgot to do it. Shit, man. That means I got to switch to this main shot. Then I got to do this. Man, this is hard, but I'm not going to go back to that banner that says this is hard. Hey, look, before we get too far into this, I hope you guys made your gosh dang beds. It's almost 11 o'clock. Make your bed. But then remember, get out of your car or get out of your brain walk around the passenger seat, climb into the driver's seat. If you ever watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. We don't want to go into it too long, but just do it. We usually do it at the beginning of the show. Just do it. Get out, put yourself in the driver's seat, visualize your steering wheel. Remember, you didn't have one a minute ago. Now you got the stick shift. Now you got all the things. All right, back to work. I just forgot that, and I really make a point too. Let's see what the next tweet is. Joe Biden talks about blah, blah, blah.
I can't think of any news that's less useful than news about Joe Biden.
Hey, could you imagine? Can you see that photo?
Yeah.
Could you imagine Joe Biden came to your church and this guy had like 10 people in here, Joe? And for the coronavirus? No, because that's all we could get. Just 10 people. Nobody wants to. Well,
Nothing that he does is worth talking about.
What are you going to do if you don't vote for Joe?
We don't want to talk about voting right now. It's
So can we talk about the tsunami again?
I mean, you know how I feel about voting, right? I mean, I feel like voting is really good if they put good things on the ballot. They don't put defunding the cops on the ballot. So,
man. Joe Stricker is always good for one. Joe Stricker says, really cool. The long-term viability of many people's civil rights in the U.S. depend on an 87-year-old cancer survivor who is not allowed to retire or die. You know, that's super insane, man, because that's right. That's spot on.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yo, Four Ways looks really mean. Should we bring him in? Why are you looking so mean?
I was over there listening, you know, just checking out what you guys were saying.
Hey, man,
I've been on here for a minute, you know.
Hey, do you got rusty good face?
Huh?
You have rusty good face.
No, I was listening to what he was saying and stuff, and you know, I've had all these like visions have been coming since I've been doing my music and stuff, you know, and it's just been lately since this crazy pandemic and stuff, you know, and I'm Native American and stuff, so I like to share my aspect, you know, so in a big scheme of things and stuff, you know what I'm saying? You know, I see this world pandemic going on and stuff, you know, and I believe that there's this one thing that people that I need to share, that people I feel like is not talking about, that's missing too, though, you know what I'm saying, to add to it. You know, everybody has a good point, but the one point is that, listen, hear me out here. If everybody, check this out, if everybody, right, just say in our state, called one friend or one family member and said, in 5 days, you call one friend and family member, and in 5 days, you set it up on a Saturday or something. You set it up on a Sunday, you set it up on a Tuesday, and you said in 5 days at 2 o'clock, or even every day, at 2 o'clock, right? At 2 o'clock, you walk out of your house. You call your friend, you walk out of your house at 2 o'clock and just walk to your main street. And everybody called one person. The streets, after about a month, would be so flooded with positive people, kids, but it would be a power, a unity. In prayer, God reveals himself in an energy. You see what I'm saying? And that's the miraculousness of it all. That's Native American indigenous healing. You see what I'm saying? And that's what people, I feel, are missing. See, so the protest, yes, starts with opening up an epiphany of an eye, right? The people go out there and fight. Yes, go out there and fight. They bring the cops. The cops are the lowest soldiers for the president. You see what I'm saying? So all this destruction's happening, but it still clouds and deludes the healing, right? Because the emotion of the people is what controls the land. So if we're distracted, chaos, fighting, and caught up in emotion, we're causing dis-ease amongst ourselves, and an emotion that actually connects to Mother Earth and the universe. So our dis-ease brings dis-ease to the place that we are trying to heal.
Man.
If
I wish you
everybody
would
came
answer
out,
that
if
first.
everybody came out at one time, right, and showed a force of energy, just put this in your mind, right, in your heart and mind. I'm just saying, and showed a force of energy, it'd be a power. It'd be a power. The power that we're fighting right now would see that, and it would be like smacking a shark when a shark's coming through the water in the mouth, and it would turn around and bounce. That's the concept. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to eat us up. They're trying to attack us, and they're trying to cause dis-ease, and then we're feeding into it because of desire. So what they do is they control our wants, our needs, and our desires through this economical battle and this economical struggle, which controls our emotions. And as a people, we start creating dis-ease amongst the people because we're disfocused and we've been taught to be dumb. They taught it to us in school. You know, as long as we know how to read and write, they think that we can go through and move forward. They're not teaching us the indigenous ways and how to heal as a people or how to heal the land. And that's real. But it doesn't take a bunch of chaotic violence. It just takes a bunch of unity. It takes a bunch of communication. It takes a bunch of leaders to step up and speak to each other and say, hey, at 2 o'clock at this particular time, call a friend. Everybody just walk out to your main street. All of a sudden, you got a whole city of people at one time just standing there like, argh. The people back off, man, and we start getting our voice heard. Everybody's suffering the same thing. Nobody wants.
But then what? But then after you personally spam everybody you know. That's why they
at that point the news starts getting involved, and they start watching, and the people start seeing it, and they get scared, and then you see the miraculousness of the power of prayer. Now let's go to the opposite of this. Right? Let's just say, for the sake of the people in the hills that are so scared of the protesters and want to protect the police, let's just say all the homies and everybody and all the friends and family members and people that are actually standing up that I'm actually proud of, just to say that they go home and they just let the police do what they're going to do and stuff, right? Then agenda actually gets put in motion through this national law reform that they just structured, and they actually start getting their rules met. See, right now they're fighting the resistance. Once the resistance folds, right, what are the people in the hills going to do? And that's the next picture. They want to actually gamble on, oh, we're going to be safe, right? But if everybody were to so happen to leave, the vision would be that the force, these people that are fucking us up downtown, these cops and shit, will take their shit to the fucking hills. Now those people are fucked and running down to the protesters that they were just talking shit about. Please help me. Please help me. And that's what I'm seeing happen. You know, on the flip side of that.
Why do I give a fuck about the hills?
Because we're all human.
Because if the two tribes battle, then the question is, if one side loses, how do you reconcile? Because there's still going to be that. This is one of the chief criticisms of Trump, because Donald Trump divides people in such a way that there's no reconciliation. Possible.
He's casting a spell though on us, and he's got us. Everybody's caught into this cipher. And so, where does the healing come from, though? But I see where everybody's waking people up, and the fight has to happen to break this. You know, to resist. You know, we have to resist. Period. You know what I mean? That's why it's pretty cool. I believe Creator brings us together like that. It's pretty cool that you're on here and I'm on here with Ozone. You know, I chose to jump on at this particular time. You know what I mean? Something told me to. You know, and we're all fighting the fight for the same cause. You see what I'm saying? That's just it. You see, so everybody has their own, in a sense, zodiac. Everybody has their own sense of style. You know, everybody got their own sense of what's come to them. You know what I mean? And nothing's bad. Nothing's bad. Everything's good.
True. In a battle, one aspect of that.
Right. Everybody has a different way to look at it.
As well.
Right.
Sometimes people get confused, and they'll criticize the soldiers because they're not healers. And you get the soldiers criticized the healers because they're not soldiers. But
this thing comes with a heartbeat. You're right, but I want to share with my friend Jessie and with you that this thing that we have, right? We're fighting a machine. The machine, it has no heartbeat. So we have to remember that we, the people, are human and we have a heartbeat. We come with a heartbeat. We come with love, right? We have a heartbeat. This thing comes with a heartbeat.
Man, you sound like Billy Jack James.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. It comes with a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? So as we're over here doing our thing, had we just stepped back just a little bit and just got on the phones and stuff and started using exactly what the government and the media tell us not to use. They're on the news right now going, it'd be about 6 or 7, so-called pretty brides on there, yeah, what are you doing on Facebook? It's so stupid. And Instagram. So they're trying to cast a spell and put the eyes on, on the dumber, younger people that would fall for it. And, let's get off Facebook and Instagram. The only thing that's actually sharing any kind of truth with the people, right? Just so they get stuck to listening to what they're talking about, And we all know that they're feeding us stuff, so much bullshit that it looks like it's almost like you're watching Saturday Night Live. You hop on Fox and shit, and you'd be like, am I watching a comedy show or is this real news?
Okay. Let me ask you about this, Mike. Hey, look at your screen and check tweet out right. This tweet right here is from Homeland Security. It says we will never you know what? I confused. Homeland Security. But you can see. I want to see the tweets. I will in a second. Look.
So is that coming from a police officer?
Tell me what this makes you feel like, Joe. We will never surrender extremists in Portland, right? So here's the thing. That's me they're talking about. That's the homies, right? That's the homies, right? That's those high school girls. Those computer programs. That's those librarians dressed in black fighting. We can't give up. We hope that we can appeal to the people in the hills. Or hope that we can make phone calls and meet the street. We need people now down there because somebody's going to give up. Either the government's going to give up or we're going to give up. And I'm pretty invested in this right now, so I don't. I'm pretty invested in this.
How do you find your connection with people? You have Christians, you have Muslims, you have Buddhists, you have Native Americans, you have Asians, and all these people love you, Jesse. This is the thing. All these people love me. All these people love this brother right here in the middle, right? We have them all watching and stuff, right? How do you find your connection with the people and stuff, right? This is the thing. So as people are saying they don't have no time, we have time to get up and go to work. We have time to get up and pay our bills, the machine. We do make time to do that, right? That takes about 8 hours of our day, right? But it only takes 2 seconds to get on the phone and say, hey, Dave, believe it, show up at 2 o'clock, just walk outside, bam, on Tuesday, tomorrow. It only says that, right? And it only takes 5-10 minutes to go walk outside, then go back in and watch TV, right? But people will sacrifice 8 hours, okay? But people won't sacrifice 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour to just get on the phone and say, hey, Josh, call Jessie, call Christy, call Kev, right? And just walk outside at 2 o'clock on Tuesday, and all of a sudden we have about 100,000 people standing outside. You want to know what these 100,000 people are asking, Jesse? They're asking the one person that has an answer and a solution, because we're all looking for solutions. What next? Okay, you're asking where the people are at, and I'm telling you, we're here. But we have to find a connection. See, people are in prayer. Nobody wants to go downtown and get beat up and get hit in the head with a billy club, and that's all they're screaming right now. And then my sisters and brothers that are peer mentors, that are counselors and all that stuff, all sitting at home with kids and shit, feeling like, oh man, I know it's a struggle. I wish I could be down there with you and shit. But when the shit gets down, I don't want my kids to be hurt, and I don't know what the fuck to do right now. So I'm saying these people would come out with their kids at a certain time of time and show that force, right? What next is stuff is that you bring the attention to the media and stuff and say, hey, we're tired, we're not going for it and stuff. Okay, now you have the attention of the people. You have to have the attention of the people and stuff, and they have to connect and stuff. But we can't have the Christian mad at the Muslim. We can't have the black man mad at the white guy. We can't have the girl mad at the guy because Will Smith and Jada. You know, we can't have all these dumb things going on and these delusions, and people get fed into the curse of the black magic because everybody's caught into desire. We want to get our rent paid. We want to get our makeup. We want to get our clothes, and the fucking people are controlling that. And so now everybody's emotionally connected. And the third part is the Quakers and the natives that are living up in the hills that don't got no teeth.
Hold on, we're having major audio difficulties.
Suffering.
Major audio difficulties.
You know?
I don't know where that bounce
Can you hear me?
coming from. Okay, so I'm still trying to put my finger on I'm still trying to put my finger on what we got. All these companies making pledges to a better future. We got all these bodies. Will, right? The will to make a better world is there. What do we do with it? Let's not all save the world at once.
It sounds like a kaleidoscope on here. I don't know if you guys can hear me.
I don't know how the heck this is happening. Okay, look, I'll fix it. Let me get you guys
it
back
sounds
I'm gonna get you guys back on next week.
It's like some technical difficulties. I can't even hear. It's like it sounds robotic in my
Yeah, everything sucks. That's the difficult part about doing a radio show. Everything sucks. I'm sorry. Well, so I did some. I'm super tired, man. You guys can probably see my eyeballs. They're heavy. Yo, let's just call it. Let's just call it. I want to get out of here. So we did an hour. So let me play. Remember, if I do not personally say 5,000 G, that means the cops took my phone. All right. 5,000 G. We'll see you Monday. Have a say. Oh, tonight, rapping at the Justice Center, real close. Hip hop stands up. You know what it is. Get there, get some rap, and get your ass home before it gets too crazy. I'm gonna try to put some cucumbers on my eyeballs, darling, because I'm a mess. But check this out. In some form or fashion, Fuck 12 News will be on the air at 11 o'clock tonight.
Subject to arrest and use of force, including crowd control munitions, if you enter the property. If you're a peaceful protester, we are asking you to leave. This is the Poland Police Bureau. We have heard your chants stating the crowd is wanting to enter the property and burn down Southeast Precinct. You are subject to arrest and use of force, including crowd control munitions, if you enter the property. We are also aware of your request to call for additional reinforcements.